So when I walked out the door, I didn't know what I was gonna make a video about, right? I walked out, I started walking, and I was gonna go to a different place, but I decided to go to my old high school. Now that's the back of my old high school. This is behind my old high school. There's a bridge that goes across this creek and over here to like the track area and training for football and the pool and all that, right? And because I was walking past here, it had me thinking about something. So like I had to have a serious talk with my daughter this week, right? And like this used to be my old high school, but she'll be going to this school next year because this is now a middle school. But I wasn't the video kind of has nothing to do with that, but like that's just what triggered this thought of like I had to have a serious talk with my daughter. She's 13 now, so it's like, that teenage years where like, teenagers, but I basically had to explain to her because I've been trying to have that same talk with her. Like, I've had that same conversation like 12 times at least. And it's like, sometimes you gotta repeat things to kids. So you gotta say it a second time, a third time, a fourth time. But by the 12th time, it starts to irritate you at that point, right? Because it's like I had to explain to her that it's like, whether you listen or not doesn't affect me, it affects you. It affects your life. It affects your reality. Like, if you have the information in front of you and you chose not to use it, no one's gonna care but you. Because the thing about being a parent that's kind of shitty, right? Is it's like, I'll love my daughter no matter what. Like, you love your kids no matter what. Whether they accomplish their dreams or not. Whether they, I don't know, heal themselves or not. Whether they become horrible people or bad people, you will love your kids no matter what. That's why, like, mothers of serial killers, like, they still love their children, right? Like, there might be a disappointment there, but, like, that's what I was trying to explain to her. That, like, no matter what, I love you. But, like, the way you feel about yourself is up to you, right? Because all I can do is give you words. And that's what's so irritating, is that's the only thing I can do is give words. Tell her this is what helped me. This is my perspective on this thing. There are some things I don't know because she's a girl and I'm a man, she's a girl growing into a woman. But because of that, there's differences. That like things that are for me, that work for me, won't work for her because of those differences. So like I was telling her, like, there's some things you just got to figure out. You got to figure out who you are, who you want to be, and just be it. Just be yourself, right? Because it's like teenagers start overthinking it. Because when kids are young, they just are themselves without even thinking about it. But then we get caring about other people's opinion. Then we get worried about, how teenagers are, especially teenage girls, start worrying about the way they look and this and that. And that's fine, right? But don't be so focused on the way you look where it's to the point where you can get to looking the way you look, but you can't get to feeling the way you want to feel, right? And I'm saying all this because most grown humans never deal with that, ever. So the same problems that my 13-year-old daughter has is the same problem that most women have, because no one has tried to give them this information, right? And like, this is harsh information that no one gives a fuck, but they shouldn't, because you should give a fuck. You should care about you, because at the end of the day, all you have is you, right? Because at the end of the day, even if you like have a loving father who's there, who speaks to you, who talks to you, who vibes with you, who laughs with you, who like that whole thing, that's great. But there's something that I can't give her because she has to get it herself. Like, I can tell her the words, but she has to listen to the words and actually apply them. And that's what I mean. That's where I'm getting at. I've never really cared about the whole, if people watch my videos or if they don't, like, I appreciate y'all for watching. Like, especially the people that have been here, like, the whole fucking time type shit. Those original first 20 viewers, right? Like, fuck yeah. But whether people listen or not, I was gonna grow regardless. Whether people listen to the words, pay attention to my journey, it doesn't matter because I'm on the journey regardless. No matter what, whether people see it or not, this is just my life, right? Like, that's why I said a while ago, like, I'd actually live this life. And it's not like some ego thing to be like, oh, I live this life. But, like, no, it's just real. And it has nothing to do with views, videos, nothing. I am a real modern day shaman, and it has nothing to do with the internet or documenting it or like, it's just what is, right? Like, I'm actually in shape, and it has nothing to do with other people. It's like, well, that's just what I wanted. So that's what I went towards. I listened to advice, and then I took the advice. I applied it to my life, seen what worked for me. Some things I tried did not work, but some things I tried did work. And that's what I mean. You have to get it from just hearing words to actually just trying shit. Because, like, you know, with kids, you'll have the same talk with them 15 times, but it's like, they know the information. They know what they have to do. The problem is it's not easy to go from listening to action. But it's the only way. Because at the end of the day, no one cares whether you did the actions or not. It's up to you to care about you in your life. You cannot expect strangers to be sad about how you did not get in shape or how you did not try social media or you did not try, like, you can't, other people are not going to care if you tried or not. And it's like, why not just try? The worst thing that can happen is if you listen to advice and it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Like, that's the worst thing that can happen. But if you can understand that and just understand that, like, not everything's going to work, it's about figuring out who you are and, like, taking the information in, like, listening, truly listen to information that's given to you. Because, like, there was somebody that said to me, you know, if you made videos in a different way, you know, people would be able to listen better. And I'm like, no disrespect, but I don't give a fuck about them listening better. I did my part. I don't care, right? Like, it's the same thing with, like, parenting. I've given the correct information. You know, like, as a parent, you try your best. And it's like, if the children don't listen, if they do the exact opposite of what you told them to do, if they, whatever, like, it's like, at some point you got to put your hands up and be like, all right, live your life then. Do whatever you want to do. But understand there are consequences to actions that you do. Not everything has a consequence, but everything you do has a reaction. Like, so I don't know. I was just thinking about this, right? Because as I was walking through behind the old school, seeing all this, thinking about how many times people have given me the correct information. How many teachers from this school have tried to help me? Like, and all they could do is try to guide you in a certain direction, but, like, you know, kids think they know everything. And it's like, well, if you knew everything, you wouldn't have these issues, right? And it's okay to not know everything. It's okay to have issues, right? But just understand that a lot of the issues could be solved if you just listen to the advice that is given to you. You know, I don't know what the fuck that was. Well, whatever the fuck that was. Yeah, whatever the fuck that was. But, if you listen to the advice that's given to you and just give it a shot, right, like, that could literally change your life. But I forget what the thing was. There was something that said, like, it's an old saying. Like, basically, the thing that you are looking for, the answer, has already been said. And it's like, you're just not listening. That's it. The answer to your problems have probably already been said to you. You're just not listening. You probably already know what you need to do. You don't need another conversation to explain it to you. You don't need another YouTube video to explain it to you. What you need is to try information, is to listen, is to have pride in being wrong. Like, meaning, don't be scared to admit when you're wrong. Don't be scared to tell someone, yo, maybe your idea is right and maybe my idea is wrong. Maybe I am the one that's not applying these things. Maybe, like, I do know what I should do, right? Everyone knows they should work out, but how many people actually work out? It's because in their head, they think they already know, right? Like, but if well, truth is, you kind of already do know. You know that you need to work out. You know that you should eat healthier. You know that you should be more active. You know that you should get yourself outside more. You know. But you allow your ego to control you. And it's like, that ego can only get you so far. Eventually, you're going to have to, start doing something different. Because, like, if you're doing something and it's working for you, then keep doing it. But if it's not working for you, you have to admit that it's not working for you. I had to admit my flaws before I can begin to fix them. And I had to accept the flaws that I can't change. But I had to admit to myself the things that I could change. I can heal my mind, because that's what I did. I can get in shape, because that's what I did. Right? I can become a better man, because that's what I did. So I know it's possible, right? And when I'm done with my journey, like whatever the fuck I'm trying to do next with my journey, when I'm done with that shit, I'll be like, hey, I knew that was possible too. Right? I know I said I was going to drop my album forever ago. Like, I know I've said I'm working on books. But, like, don't worry, I know what the fuck I'm doing. They'll get out eventually. They'll get done eventually. Because I'm working on them. And because I know that I'm working on them, it's like I'm in no rush. I don't, it's like whatever. Other people's opinions are like, I thought you were going to write a book, or I thought you were going to make some music. And it's like, yeah, I have probably 70 or 80 songs made. They're just not released. I don't need to release them technically. Like, I don't get, like, it doesn't matter. If I finish them to, like, finish as in they're mixed correctly, yeah, I'll put them out. But if not, it was amazing making them. But I gotta get going because someone's coming. But I appreciate y'all for watching.